Happy, joyous Friday. I hope you guys had an amazing week. Today, I'll be discussing dealing with sociopaths, narcs, and archons. And just so you guys know, there is such thing as a sociopathic narcissist. And yes, people can take on the two forms. You know, the difference between the two is that a sociopath knows of all of the negativity that they're presenting. They know of all of it, and they take advantage of people who are accepting of it, while a narcissist does not know how parasitic they are truly, but there are people who take on both of those, and they're really just hiding behind a mask. Honestly, they're hiding behind a mask, and they are in fear, of being real, being emotional, and all of that. It's really some sick shit behind it, and it's really Archon energy, which is a very low vampiric energy that drains, really drains and eats at people's light, and me, I've dealt with that for a long while. Pretty much from my childhood to early adulthood, I've dealt with this, and I didn't understand what was really going on, until I'll say late teens to my early adulthood, what was really going on, because I had to deal with it with a parent, early on, until I was about 7 or 8, my parents were married and together, but they often fought and bickered. But when I was 4 years old, I almost witnessed my mother kill my father. Supposedly he had cheated on my mom, and she went and got her gun because she was a correction officer at the time. So she went and got her gun, and he ran out the house, ran into his BMW, and she was in the driveway, and she pointed that gun towards his headrest, towards his head, and shot the gun, very accurately. Just missed his head. Bullet went right through the headrest. Just missed his damn head. And we had to stay with a friend of my older sister, for like a week or two, because I guess my mother got arrested, or they might have took her gun from her too, if I'm not mistaken. But she did, because she's a CO, she's not gonna give her, crazy time or anything. But whatever she, said or did, I guess, say it was out of self-defense or whatever, because the neighbors did call the cops who was next door. I remember that night very vividly. It happened at night. I remember it. I was like 4 years old. This is around 1998. I'm 25 now. But yeah, I remember that very vividly. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know what was going on. I was just crying, screaming, shit. Don't know what was going on. Years went by, and her behavior I just started noticing, like, she was really, really crazy. Now, a sociopath is a mild form of being psychotic. A sociopath is a mild form of a psychopath. Understand? So, you have to know the signs of things like that, because I know she's a sociopath, but she's also a narcissist as well. She's very arrogant. My mom is very arrogant, very, very stubborn, doesn't listen, very demanding, very selfish. So selfish to the point that if you don't do what she wants you to do, she's gonna say you're selfish, pretty much. So she's real fucked up. And honestly, if you ever see signs of people like that, you need to stay far the fuck away from them. I'm telling you, for your own good. Spouse, mother, brother, sister, cousin, best friend, I don't give a fuck who it is. You need to leave that energy immediately. I'm trying to tell you. It can be the worst shit possible. You understand? But me being me, and even some other people have seen the Archon energy behind this shit. Now let me tell you another story. about my mother. So when I had this job, she demands a lot. She demanded a lot of money from me at this time. She demanded a lot of money from me. You know, she wanted, you know, a certain amount of money. Like, she thought she was somehow a landlord and under her roof somehow. You know, not saying people shouldn't pay for where they live, but goddamn, how much money you gonna take from me? You know. So there was a time where I couldn't even I couldn't really pay her this time. So I had just got a newer job, and she called the job and asked for my payroll. And my stupid ass job gave her how much money I had from them or was getting, you know, from them. But I was supposed to go on a trip somewhere. So job gave her, tell her how much I had. She storms in my room screaming crazy. Now I kid you not, for around 8 seconds to 12 seconds, her face morphed into this entity, some real low vampiric monstrous looking energy. For like 8 seconds her face morphed, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm not even arguing back or nothing. I'm just looking like, what the fuck? It's crazy. You can actually see that entity come out of them. That's what I saw. This was the creepiest shit I ever seen in my life. And I've seen some creepy shit, but that shit was creepy. Not creepy in the sense that it's scared, but it's just fucking weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I seen that entity. These entities eat at people's light. You know, they really eat at people's light, and they come through, you know, this person to come at other people's light as well. They want you to argue back. That's how they, you know, that's how they drain your energy. That's feeding it. You're feeding them by trying to cope or even engage in their energy. You never want to do that. You cannot save these people. A person can only save themselves. Somebody who wants to be saved is going to save themselves. You can't save these people. You could love them from a distance, and that's cool, but you cannot save these people. Everybody that's blood, everybody that comes to your life is not gonna always be there for the long haul. You know, and if somebody's presenting such low energy towards you, you don't need to be around them, period. And that's for your own growth. You don't need to make your life difficult unless you want to stay around that energy. You don't have to do that. There's so many things you can do. You don't have to be around that. I'm telling you. It's not necessary. Save yourself from the bullshit. I've been locked out the house overnight after doing night shift, a long night shift. I've been through that. I've been taken to court because of what I do, what I believe in, because I'm just me, and I don't want to do what my mother wanted me to do. So I was lied upon and been in court twice, 2 times. Even had to get arrested, was sitting in police custody for 12 hours just to get rid of an order of protection that was not necessary. Trust me, this is not what you want. And if you are dealing with anyone who is presenting this, don't you dare, don't you even think about trying to cope with that or believing that something is bound to change, because like I said before, only a person can change only that person can change them. You can't change them. People have to be willing to change themselves. Don't shit just change because you want it to. You understand? And a lot of people are dealing with this. I know people who have worse situations than me, have had worse situations than me, and they still feeling those side effects from it. This is not what you want. It's very low energy that is connected to this. You know, these low energies want to eat off your light. You got all types of low creatures, metaphysical beings from different astral planes that come through sex, which is an energy exchange, or you know, whatever else that may be, that it can come from. It can come from a lot of things. It can come from past lives where these lower energies can come from as well. It can come from a lot of places. Like, this is really a deep science to where these kind of behavior comes from, but it's definitely low archon energy, very vampiric low energy, you know. It can come from past lives. It can come from sex with a certain person. Energy transfers over. Sex is a big energy exchange. You gotta be careful who you fuck with. You have to. You gotta be careful who you allow into your energy. Period. You have to. Some people know this work and will use it for their own gain, their own malice. You know, they will be very malicious with the work. You know, and that's just the real shit here. You live on Earth. There is no utopia here, as you've heard before, I'm sure. You know, you only in the human shell. You here to have your journey and exit. And you don't have to have a bad journey. I mean, it can start off rough, like mine's did, and a lot of other people. But like I say before, those with the roughest journey are the luckiest. You know? So, you don't have to remain here. I know you've felt that feeling of entrapment before. I felt it. But you are not trapped. You are not trapped at all. Don't even believe that you're trapped. You gotta reprogram your subconscious mind, first and foremost, because that's very key in this shit. Reprogramming your thoughts, your thought process. Because when you deal with these type of people, narcissists, sociopaths, they're gonna, you know, somehow make you develop thought forms that are real negative. Or put those thought forms that they already have on you, or try to. You gotta be able to reverse that energy if you are forced to deal with them in some way, you know. If you are forced to deal with them, you have to reverse the energy. You can't engage with these people. You can't. You can't. You can't argue with these people who don't engage. It's energy draining. You're feeding it. You're feeding that energy. That's what it wants. It's really an entity that's in these people. They don't even know about it, but it's an entity that's within them, you know, that's really eating at their light. And the best thing you can do is get away from it, or protect yourself from it. You know, there's rituals that you do. I'm pretty sure you heard of the freeze ritual, where you write someone's name on a Ziploc bag, fill it with water, put it in a freezer, so they stop fucking with you. You know, I know y'all heard of that. But these people are really just allowing entities to eat at their light without knowing. That's what they really don't know. You know, this type of parasitic behavior is uncalled for. It's, you know, and you don't have to deal with it. It's real sick shit, but you don't have to deal with it. You don't. I've been through a lot of shit. Trust and believe, I have. You know, but it's not the end, man. It's never the end. Everything is forever evolving. Everything is forever changing. You don't have to deal with that kind of energy. You know, I seen people that were so drained and fucked up from this shit, they just want to give up on fucking life. When they should have been left a long fucking time ago. You don't owe nobody a motherfucking thing. You owe you happiness. You owe you abundance, etc. You don't have to deal with this shit at all. You don't. You don't have to feel entrapped. You don't got kids nobody's fucking ass to please them. Please you. That's what you have to realize. Some people get attached to these people, and you don't want to get attached. You gotta have love for self. You don't need these motherfuckers. You don't need nobody except you. At the end of the day, you are the gods. You are the fucking universe. Period. It's real nasty, disgusting energy, and I know a lot of y'all have dealt with it. Still currently dealing with it. Whether that be a spouse, someone else you live with, or whoever, you don't gotta deal with it. Just know that. You don't. I know how wicked this shit can be. I know how deep this shit can be. Don't let it get to that point. They will suck everything out of you. Everything out of you. And that shit actually helps their energy. That makes them feel good. Well, not necessarily them, but the entity that's within them feel good. Don't let that shit latch on to you. Don't let that shit latch on to you. It's crazy. It's just sick and crazy. These Archon energies love to eat at people's light. You gotta protect your energy. One thing I've heard that's good to protect your auric field is those velvet lights. If you ever seen velvet party lights, like those purple velvet party lights, those are good to have in your room. It protects your auric field as well as the color brown. The color brown is good for cleansing and protecting the auric field. Chakra cleanses also great to do. You know, you position your body a certain way, knees up, with your head tilted up a little bit, but be flat on your back, and you want to breathe in and out through each chakra from head to the root chakra. You know, the crown to the root. You know, breathe in, breathe out through your head, nose, throat, heart, stomach, all that. You know, that is chakra cleansing. You know, start meditating, start manifesting shit. The more you imagine, the more shit comes to life, comes into the physical. Change the way you think, because dealing with this shit will have you thinking all kinds of fucked up. The worst thing is to become just like them, because I've seen that as well, unfortunately. Shit, my story can go much deeper than this, and it will, trust and believe. I plan on writing a book about all this shit, but you can make it though. You can get through this. Understand that sometimes people are brought down here to be just the way they are. Understand that. People are here to be dumb. People are here to be robbers, rapists, etc. You agreed to come back down here under contract. Just remember that. You chose your family before you decided to come down to this physical realm. Remember that as well. But you don't have to remain in such parasitic energy. Parasites is all over this plane, running rampant. You don't have to deal with them. You don't. Separate yourself from all the bullshit. I promise you can do that. But subscribe now. I do consultations for social media, and I do consultations for spiritual shit, spiritual work for your journey. I do consultations to help you with your journey. Feel free to contact me. I got a lot of contact info below in the description. Feel free to donate to my PayPal. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys again, and I hope you have an amazing fucking weekend. I will see you guys again soon. Have a good one.